Whew. All right. We're here. I am here. It is the end of Eurovision 2023 in Liverpool. We made it. We made it. And it looks like you are first on the stream, Larindy. It's always good to see you. It's always good to talk to you. So, yeah, the grand final happened. Lorraine won. Sweden is taking back the trophy, and Sweden has their seventh win on the books, tied with Ireland. And Lorraine is a second time winner and also the first woman to win twice in a row. So that part is quite excellent. But yeah, let's talk about the show because I feel like we saw a lot happen. Let's talk about it. Let's just decompress and figure out how we're feeling with everything, you know? So starting off with your thoughts here, Larindy. Well, the most predictable thing happened, and it is a jury thing this time. Can you call yourself a musical expert and give Lorraine so many points to such a generic song? I know she delivered, but damn. Okay. I see you and still saying here are kind of agreeing on a point that I'm salty and pissed because Europe is tasteless. Tattoo, it appeals to a very wide crowd. It appeals to people like me. I like Tattoo, but it wasn't my favorite song, not by a bit. I mean, like I had other songs that I had above it. I still thought it was pretty good, but it wasn't my personal winner. I see why it did the job. I see why it did the job, but the juries, I feel like as soon as we saw that first 12 points for Lorraine, it was kind of from there it did run away. I was just hoping that that wouldn't have been the case. Then we have Felix over here telling us sorry. I'm sorry. Y'all, thank God juries did their job. I love Finland, but those badass vocals didn't deserve a win. Okay, so now we hear the other side of the argument as well. Finland, that was a stellar performance. I think that was probably my favorite performance of Cha Cha Cha. But when it comes to overall impact, I think between the two, I personally have to give it to Lorraine. I think because I favor vocals a little bit more, and that's also what the jury seems to have been accounting for potentially. I'm not sure. I still just watched it like all of you, so talking with you guys about it's going to help me figure all the rest of it out. Finland unfortunately geeked out like he was sick or something. I thought it was nice. I thought it looked like he was having the most fun. And I mean, it still did the job because second place is still really, really good. It's just that song was never going to be super, super strong in the juries. I forget. Well, I actually have it here. The result that it got in the jury was fourth place. So that was pretty good. It was pretty good. And I think while they were looking at vocals for Lorraine, they kind of looked at the overall package and other criteria for Finland. Why always we get beaten by Sweden? Y'all are doing the right thing. That's not the problem. Like, the problem is not what the Finnish are doing. The Finnish have a winning formula. Y'all are going to win in the next 5-10 years if you keep sticking to this level of strength because you are ridiculously strong in the contest. And honestly, next year, it really could be your year if UMK stays this level of quality, if the artists stay diversified, all those good, awesome things. Finland can still absolutely do it. It didn't happen this year, unfortunately. I personally would have liked Finland to win, personally, but I do see why Lorraine won. They were very, very close in my head. Finland number one. Honestly, yeah, I still have that in my heart. Australia contract will be renewed after top 10 placing. Yes. Ha, what place did they get? Let me have a look here. Ninth place. That is excellent. That is the same level as Kate Miller-Heidke with Zero Gravity. That is the same result. That's good. They need to stick around. They need to renew and they need to come back again because they still do represent the rest of us in the rest of the world. They still have that foot outside the door. So as long as they're in the contest, I think it's really exciting. Shortcake, the robberies, don't even get me started. Like, where were the points for the UK? Where were the points for Armenia? Where were the points for Slovenia? You know, all of those things. We're going to get through them. I'm going to talk about everyone in the final. Australia was also very great, a lot better than Sweden. I prefer Australia as a song, but I think in terms of performance, Sweden still took the cake for me. But Australia is very, very high. I love Australia as a song more than I do Tattoo. I do agree that the results were boring because Finland winning would have been more exciting. I mean, I feel like there might have been just like a split second where we were going to get a 2016 type vote. But yeah, the jury, I feel like after we just got a couple sets of the juries, it was kind of gonna turn out to be relatively the same after that. Who won? Go ahead, look literally anywhere. Look up the word Eurovision on Google. You will find it. Yeah. The question should be who won according to you? Who was your favorite Eurovision act? Because that's the important question. Apart from Sweden and Finland in the top two, these results were so out of pocket. I was not predicting Belgium getting seventh place. Girl, I mean, I like Gustav. I like that song, sure, but seventh place, dang, okay, good for you. Awesome job. I'm not saying you didn't deserve it. I just was not expecting that. Armenia getting 14th place, you got me effed up. You got me really, really messed up. Let's see here. I just have the results in front of me. Italy getting fourth. Italy getting fourth place, you guys. I mean, I had a feeling he would get top 10, but top 5, that is just crazy. And this is also just a way better result than his 2013 song, which I still prefer. Israel scoring. Okay, I'm going to read through the comments and I'm going to go down the ranking as we received it because there's a lot that I want to talk to you guys about. We're right about points for everyone. Hey, sometimes the odds are in our favor. I think people will be mad, but Sweden knew the jury and created a perfect package for it. You can't be mad at them for that. They did. They did create a perfect package for it. And yeah, I mean, they did the job. They literally did what they set out to do. I just wish it had more of an element of surprise. I feel like a concern that I share with a lot of you guys is the fact that this result sequence didn't provide as much surprise, and that's because there is still kind of an air of leaning into the fact that Loreen is a previous favorite, on top of the fact that she's a very good performer. Good performance comes first. Still Sane says, I never liked Loreen as a performer, TBH. There's something dishonest about her. Is there any literature on that? If you could provide literature on that, then I would have an adequate reply. I'm sorry. Before they announced Loreen's televotes, I knew we were done for. Happy for Loreen still. Yeah, I'm still really happy for her. I'm happy because SVT is going to be hosting a great contest. You know how that's going to go. It's going to be very polished, very sleek, very nice, just on par with the BBC or when they hosted in 2017. Sorry, 2016. Excuse me. Italy delivered tonight. Fourth place. He got fourth place. That is fantastic. A lot of fourth placers I typically see at the same level as like the top three, the entire top three, including the winner. Spain easily. I was crying, shaking, and passing out. Last in the televote. Absolutely disgusting. I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. That makes no sense to me why that happened. Blanka Paloma needs all the love. She needs all the respect. She put on a perfect performance. There's nothing else that really could have been done to improve it because there was nothing that was wrong in my eyes. Yeah, I don't know. I feel really bad for Blanka, but I mean, she did seem to take it like a champion because she is a winner. She really is a winner despite the results of tonight not reflecting that. Girl, Armenia being so low is a criminal offense. Also, I don't get why Italy got this many points. I think Italy appeals to a wide audience, a wider audience than Armenia. Armenia is more experimental, whereas Italy is more classic. Classics tend to, at least in the global crowd, be more popular because more people can identify with it. But I personally wanted Armenia to get higher than she did. Spain was treated criminally. Still don't understand what happened there. Still have no explanation. No, not a single theory has come to mind. I can't wait until someone does the math because I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I need someone please figure out what happened with Blanka because that is just out of this world. By the way, everyone who watched the show, cheers, we made it. We made it through a Eurovision season. Awesome. Love you guys. Amazing job. Continue with the comments here. Israel getting top 3. Oof, babe, so rich of the EVU to give her flowers when, you know. Bleep. I'm okay, so that's kind of a more difficult part of dialogue, but to kind of tie it back into the performance and the song. It was fine. I liked it. I thought it was better than the semifinal. Noah put on a really good performance. She didn't have problems with the pants like I saw like from a short clip of in the jury show. It was executed nicely. I'm still not the biggest fan of the dance break. I think it's actually my least favorite dance break of the 2023 lineup, but it was solid. It was everything you needed for like a quote unquote Eurovision winning performance. Yeah, I personally still cannot get really behind the song for a number of reasons, but she did very, very well. And she, as a pop star, should be proud of putting on a good pop performance. Corrupt judges. See, and we had a scandal about corrupt juries last year. I wonder exactly how this year may have been different because there was a lot of tea on that last year. What happened? We got no points today. 0 no points. But what the hell is this about the UK and Germany getting last again? How are they the bottom 2 again? In your own country? Not to mention Germany, y'all sent blood and glitter. Like this was supposed to land left side. Europe, I don't get it. Israel is the real winner. We got some supporters for Noah in here. That was a really good performance. That was, I mean, I haven't really seen a ton of Noah Kirill's performances outside of the Eurovision pool of knowledge, but she was really, really good. And I do see why she scored as high as she did. I don't think we have ever seen so many robberies. I'm still gonna go down this list. Don't you get me wrong now. Why Loreen came again. She wanted to have fun. She wanted to come back to the contest because this is an environment that she really loves. She likes to represent Sweden and she loves the energy of the show. So she won again as a result. I just hope that people don't really like come for her because she decided to do this again. Be real, guys. Sweden won because of performance. And Loreen, give this song to anyone else to any other country, you will see the song definitely lower in the jury ranking. Yeah, it's a lot of name that she carries with her, and some people use that as kind of like the moniker to vote for her. But I think that's more of a concern of the televote than it is of the jury, because the jury are given more strict guidelines, and I'm deciding to remain an optimist about what happened regarding the jury. Loreen deserves, not the song. Yeah, I mean, the song isn't for everybody. It has wide appeal. It appeals to people like me and people who are similar to me, but that's not everybody. It's corrupt. They should get rid of jury voting. That is another time I'm seeing that perspective, getting rid of jury voting. So I really wonder how much Martin Österdahl is planning to entertain this notion that we're going to an all televote show, because the semifinals, I mean, I guess they were fine. I still need to see the fully delineated results to kind of come up to a concise opinion about them. But I guess they were fine. Having an all televote final, that would change everything. But if the contest is going in a direction of public vote, not so much professional perspective, then it would make more sense. But it does still seem like the acts and the delegations are investing in giving us performers who still aim to do well in the jury. Poland finishing higher than Slovenia. Oh yeah, Poland finished higher than Slovenia. Yeah, 2 places higher. I personally wouldn't have placed her 2 places higher than Slovenia, but yeah, it goes how it goes. 2 things they need to do. 1, stop releasing songs before the start of the actual contest. 2, get rid of the jury. I disagree. I disagree with both of those points, Laura. I mean, I do want to know why you have this perspective, because honestly, like, there could be a lot of excitement in actually hearing the songs before they are not hearing the songs before the contest gets started. There could be a lot of excitement built up there, but I'm still personally on the side of the juries, of trying to keep the juries, because I don't think juries as a whole, the concept of juries is corrupt. I disagree with that. I think there have been abuses of some of the point system, used by juries, but juries themselves, I think, can stick around. I don't personally have an issue with juries, but it's good that there's a dialogue here about the jury system, because they really did give Lorraine a lot of the points that she needed to win this time. The juries are doing very unpopular in this stream. I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that quite a bit. Okay, you guys. So for the moment, I am going to go down the list of competing countries, or actually, I'll go up. I will start from Germany. I will start from Germany, last place this year, and I will move up to Sweden, providing my perspective. So, Germany, Blood and Glitter, Lord of the Lost. Didn't deserve last. It was good. It was polished. It was sleek. He sounded good, and he engaged with the audience. I had no issue with it. I didn't understand what the issue was. I mean, was it as like big and spectacular and I guess different in terms of camera work as everybody else? Maybe not necessarily, but it should have had its appeal. This being really the only like metal heavy song in the show, I thought it was gonna have more of appeal, because you remember Blind Channel. When Blind Channel was in the contest, they got 6th place, and that was with just straight up punchy, good metal. I thought Lord of the Lost was going to be following that trend, but I guess certain trends are ending this year. I still wish them all the best, because that was really good. It was a really good performance, and okay, I'm a kind of a skipper of the song Blood and Glitter, but not after that performance so much anymore. They have decided that it needs to grow on me. The United Kingdom was up next. May Muller. She should be proud of the show she put on. She had fun. I liked the visual. I liked how kind of cheese and like cut and paste and colorful the staging was. The vocal was kind of here, kind of not. I'm going to be honest with you, May. The vocal was kind of here, kind of not. But it didn't sound bad. You didn't sound like straight up off key to me at any point. The spoken word was very nice. It was very polished, and the camera work was slick. Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that it didn't resonate with like a lot of the European public, but I thought it was really good. Like, if you asked me, you would have at least gotten like upper right side of the scoreboard if my predictions would have been accurate. But here, at least, like, it's strange, because the contest is in the UK after they did really, really well last year. And I find this song to be just as good as Spaceman, personally. I put them at the same level. It's weird seeing second from the win to second to last. That contrast, it's just strange to me. But it was still really good. The UK, stay on this trend of sending modern, sending pop. Keep tap on your team. They know how to bring it all together. Serbia's next. So Serbia was third from last, got 24th place, and I liked it. So I do find that it was better than the semifinal performance. I feel like the mic was louder. He had more energy. Yeah, it's just the fact that like when you put this song so close to the beginning of the running order, like they did with, no, they literally did that this year. They had him third in the semifinal and fifth. Had him performing just 2 spaces afterwards in the final. That was a little less than savory for me. I mean, if you drew first half, then you drew first half. But I don't know. I would have put him somewhere different and put someone else in the place of song number 5. Probably Cyprus, because yeah, I liked it, and I think it would have done better if it were later on in the show. Just a little bit later, though. It doesn't need to be all the way. I enjoyed the song, but I also do see why it might not exactly have been as impactful, because a lot of people viewing the final are seeing it for the first time. So you know how that is. And then we move on to Portugal. Mimicat. Ai coração. So that was good. It was good. The reason why she got the place she did, I think, the reason why she got the place she did is because the stage is empty. Okay? Lily Loves is here. If she were here, she would be disagreeing with me, because she is the center of the stage, and that is true. It is true that she's the center of the stage and delivered literally she was the entire stage. You just had to look at her and the whole thing felt complete. Yes, sure. But the song, it's not competitive. I mean, it's very good, and it's very well performed. It's very challenging, but it's not quite per se Eurovision competitive in the current era of Eurovision. That had its merit, but it's also not quite as big as a detriment as what I think the staging was as empty feeling. You know, it just felt a little empty to me, but she managed to take away as much as she needed to. 10 says, discussion, I love girl bops, but girl bop stands will stand every single one, even if it's not performed well. Don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm a girl bop stan. It does not matter how bad it's performed. I will stand. I am one of those people. I know. It's obnoxious. It's terrible. But you know what, baby? That's just where I am. That's how I feel. That is the truth of my soul. Pietremede 2024, hopefully. Pietremede, girl, I know you've been asked. I know you've been asked already. We aren't the first ones to ask you. So if you get on that, it'll be something nice. Woo! Okay, where were we? Sorry, guys. This is, by the way, like my 4th glass of wine now. So if I seem a little more like cheery, it's because that's the fact. So moving on from Portugal, Albania. With Albania, they were good. Yeah, the pyro was pyroing. Their choreography was on point. And if I'm honest with you guys, Albania has my favorite dance break out of everybody. It's just I loved like the little twirls and the little like back and forth. It's just sweet, and I love the family. I like to see all of their personalities kind of come out on stage. They were just such a joy to watch, and I also still love the song. I'm happy they're in the final. It's sad that they didn't get really like that high of a result, but it's really hard to do that when you follow the Albanian formula. The Albanian formula uses very Festivali Këngës type music to qualify to the final and just chill out there. That's okay. Albania expected result TBH. Yeah, it was kind of expected. Not what I wanted, but it was pretty expected. After Albania was Slovenia. Slovenia deserved to do so much better than they did. They, I think, were top 10 in terms of the performance quality. I would say that with 100% certainty. Actually, Bojan, Jan, like literally everybody in the band, when the cameras were focused on them, they just seemed ready. They seemed fresh. Like they love the song. They love representing their country. They love the crowd. And they're dressed so well. There are very few things you need to get right in order to do well in Eurovision. And they got the correct things correct. I think part of it might have been because it's kind of just like a summery rock song by like a band. We have a lot of bands this year. They might have been drawn out by that. And also the fact that it's not in a very common language might have played a part. I don't know. They should have done better. They should have done a lot better. But honestly, I just love this final. Regardless of each one's placement, it feels like we chose them, all of them on that stage. And for that, we can be proud. Yeah, it is. It is something that we can be proud of. So when I say we, I'm saying that excluding Europe, because this is from the perspective of Eurovision Fam and just myself. We did not necessarily decide for all of them to be up there on the Eurovision stage, but our voices being heard for the vote itself. That felt really good. It felt so good to actually say, I am able to spend money on some music that I want to do well. And for it to translate into something that you see, having that voice really did make all the difference. Any thoughts on Unicorn 3rd place? Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't personally have Israel in my top 3. I don't, and it's mostly because of the song itself. She put on an amazing performance. It was great. She was energetic. The dance break was really cool, actually. But the song itself, I just don't have it in my top 3. But I do enjoy it at times. K-pop is like, you're so handsome. Oh my God. Oh, thank you. I'm surprised that I'm not like super red right now because all I've been doing is just drinking wine throughout this entire final. And I'm Filipino, so I get red pretty easy. I guess not this time though. Maybe not this time. No, Kira was the best. Face red heart shape. So I noticed that we at Eurovision Fam, we get a lot of love from people who support Nira Kirel and Israel. Continue showing her that support because as the Austrian singers were saying, it's really hard to make it out in the world as an artist. Poland placed 8th with the telly. I love it so much. I really don't know how this televote works. So if Alicia were here, she'd be able to describe it better. If Lily Loves were here, she'd be able to describe it better. I am not the one really to go to when it comes to trying to figure out how the televote worked out. I'm just kind of like still in shock and awe. Like, what the hell happened with Blanka, for example? You know, Blanka Paloma getting last in the televote. What the hell was that about? Poland getting 8th in the televote, that makes about as much sense as me, like as that to me. I don't get it. I need someone to help explain it to me. Yeah, that's that on that. Also, replying with Slovenia, I think they're at the heart of the relationships between the artists. They made this season so beautiful. They really did. Honestly, as soon as they were announced and we kind of saw their first interactions, their first coming out of their bubble, introducing their song, they have always been like 10 out of 10 in terms of personality, dialogue, sociability, everything. Just they're good, they're great, and I am gonna miss them. I'm gonna miss being able to support them in Eurovision, but I will continue to support them in their careers. Noah Kirel is really a strong woman. Yes, I would assume she is. She had to sing all those notes and do a dance break at the very least. Timur Dak, yes, true. I'm so sad to say this, but good. The sweet Encaria is good too. Yes. Teya Alanko, show love to the top, show love to the bottom, show love everywhere we saw the songs. Diaspora and Summer Bob, Cute Girl Combo, and Kitchen Sink. That is a good condensation of what I said. These results outside the top 2 are just plain weird. They are so strange. Where the hell is Blanka Paloma? Bye. Thank you, everybody, friends. Bye. Thank you for being here. Imagine Blanka Paloma being lower than Blanka. Did that happen? No, it didn't. Oh my God, if that happened, can you imagine? Spain and Poland would reignite their rivalry from Junior Eurovision. Okay, so I'm going to move on from Slovenia now, guys. From Slovenia, Switzerland. Powerful opening shot. Good playing with lights. Amazing vocal. I still don't like the song. Hey, I still don't like the song. But setting that aside, he deserved the points that he did. It was emotional. It had its visual appeal. It had its sonic appeal. And he let himself really like deliver it by feeling the song. And that meant a lot. I'm sure for the right crowd, for the right people, this resonated in a meaningful way. I don't like the song. I don't like it. I'm sorry. So, speak your truth. Oh, trust me, I will. We're not there yet. We are not there yet. So, voice crack. Poland is up next. Baby, it's kind of crazy. So, Blanka with a K. Good high kick. Awesome dance break. Very colorful. Vocal was about the same as we've heard from you, because I don't quite know if you're a singer. Performer, hell yeah. Dancer, hell yeah. Singer, we'll work on it. This, because I still am in the camp that this track doesn't quite fit your voice, and it doesn't. It's just strange to see from Poland, but she managed to get some points. She did relatively pretty okay relative to what I guess like the broader population of Poland was predicting. But it was fun. It was summery. She looked great. She looked amazing. It was very pretty. The dance break was polished. I just wish there was less editing happening in in the live show for the dance break. That less would have been more. But yeah, I'm not mad that she was there. I still had fun. Oh la la. Moldova rounds out 18th place. That, I think, was the best performance of Soarele și Luna. Better than the semifinal, I would say. And that also is kind of why I have like a second shawl happening that I'm wearing, because of Pasha Parfani, of course. Yeah, it seemed a lot more polished. It seemed a lot more together. Vocally, he does kind of drop in and out. So to be real with you, he didn't sound 100% at all times, but this is also a very dance-heavy song. It's very intense on the footwork and intense in interactions with the other people on stage. He still did really well. He didn't mess up anything, which I'm always glad for. But at the end of the day, I can also see why this didn't really resonate with the European public, because when Goe had Shum, that was kind of a one and done deal. This is kind of Shum adjacent, but I feel like Europe might be kind of sticking to certain countries or certain ways of delivery that is acceptable for getting a lot of points, if that makes sense. Blanka already surpassed every expectation she had before the semi. Call that girl an underdog, because that is what she is, and before the final. Pasha cracked vocally at the end, sadly. I noticed that he cracked at the end, but I don't think it was so bad. I don't think it was so terribly awful, personally. Sorry, Braden's all over the place, but Sweden, the stage was already set, I think. Trajectory-wise, they've been at the top year after year, top 3 even last year. They just know how to do Eurovision. They know how to do Eurovision, and so do a lot of countries. A lot of countries know how to do Eurovision, but whether you win, it depends on everything else. And it does look like this year Sweden pulled off just the full package. I would also be one to argue that they pulled off a really good full package. Sweden is in my top it's in my top 5. But yeah, not personally a song I would have decided to win, but everything that I see when she's on stage, total sense. It makes total sense. Of course, jury doesn't like a song about drinking and having fun. I hope that's not the case. I mean, 4th place in the jury, that's still really good. It's still really, really good to say that, I mean, I'm not mainly a vocalist, but these juries who are critiquing me based on my professional delivery of this track appreciate me. They appreciate me than at least 22 other songs. I feel like that would be great. I feel like that does feel great still. Moving on from Moldova, Spain is up next. So Spain impossibly got 17th place. How do you explain that? How the hell do you explain that? I feel like the jury were blanking her and the televote were blanking her. ¿Dónde está la España? Like, for real, where did Spain go? Like, that was one of the countries that was really, really supposed to pull it off. Blanka is one of the most seasoned performers of the entire lineup. This song is so freaking good. The stage is so good. The high note is amazing. What happened? ¿Qué? Hopefully someone is going to be able to explain that to me, because right now I'm in shock. I'm in shock that she got 17th place. That's pretty much like 14 places lower than I thought she deserved. France rounds out 16th, so their neighbor, Madame La Zarra, 16th place. It was good. She did sound slightly flat. She did not sound 100%, but the delivery was on point. Staging was amazing. Some of my favorite lighting design in the entire contest is during France's staging. A lot was good. Being song number 6, I feel like had an influence though. Being song number 6, I feel like changed her result from being left hand to right hand side. That's just my thought on it. That is my perspective right after the show. So who knows? Maybe, I don't know. It's just really hard to tell, because I mean, we all just saw it. Number 17, but number 3, yes, for Blanka Paloma. See, I agree. 10 says, I think Pasha's song is between Shum and Fulet in terms of neatness, Shum being higher. I think I agree. I think I do agree with that. Anyways, to continue with France, this was the perfect number that we could get from France. It had chanson, it had disco, it had drama. They knew how to play with the lights in a way that was impactful. It was good. It was there. It was there. And I really would have liked her to see, I really would have liked to see her do so much better, because I think she would have at least deserved left side. I mean, yeah, we're just waiting for the delineated points. What was that final? I was hoping y'all would help me figure that out, okay? I don't know what the hell happened. I mean, Sweden winning, yeah, sure. A lot of us saw that coming, and in fact, it was quite certain from a number of perspectives, but I don't know what that final was. It was very enjoyable. I had a great time, but what the hell was that result sequence? I think they should put the jury's points to 1/4 rather than 1/2 or even 2/3 is better. Okay. If you could get that all in writing and like have it all fleshed out and publish it somewhere, I would love to read it, of course. Voila. Finland is the real winner of this ESC 2023 and not Tattoo of Bill Gates. So disappointed. Look, I prefer Cha 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 to Tattoo as well. I like Cha 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 more as a song, and I think I like Garia more as a performer. For the sake of Finland, I would have wanted a Finnish victory. But I still see why Lorraine did it. I still completely see why she did it. I say that with Finland above Sweden in terms of pretty much everything, personally, I still completely see why she took it away. I still can't with the robberies this year, babe, smell analysis. Those results are stinky, but top two were correct. Top two, they did feel correct. I really would have preferred the reverse order, personally, but that's just my take on it. Austria ranked at 15th place. Austria. Okay, I thought that would get a top 10 result. It didn't. Was it because of the staging? Maybe. I don't think it was because of the vocal. Was it because of the choreography? No. It might have been because of the staging. It might have been because the staging was not quite up to par, not quite 100%. But then again, I mean, like they seemed pretty confident with it. I liked the text like 0.003 and there was a lot about the Austrian performance that I thought was going to do a lot better than it ultimately did. And yeah, seeing them that low is still surprising. I didn't think that they would be scoring top 5 after seeing their live performance. Sure, but like 15th place, I feel like that's quite a bit of a reach. Cha cha cha, for real. Austria's televote, shameful, abhorrent. Yeah, I'm not. It's not hard to deviate some SMS and calls from song 8 to 9. Songs 8 to 9. Oh yeah. Yeah. First half cluster being deadly. Yeah, that happened. It happened last year too. Love that for us, right? Love it when all the most competitive songs are in the first half. That makes everything interesting. Armenia rounds out 14th place. I decided to be good, do good, look good. Okay, Burnett, that was amazing. That really was very good. It was better than the semifinal. The dance break was cleaner. They didn't have the smoke. That smoke was just, it threw me off so bad. Didn't have that, thankfully. I still don't feel like the dance break was needed though. Okay, so if you guys are new to the stream or kind of like just coming to understand my ranking, Armenia was my winner in terms of song. And I think is still my winner, but the staging package, my biggest concern with the Armenian staging is the fact that they decided to put a dance break in a song that didn't really need a dance break. The platform was really good. I liked the laying down shots. I liked a lot of it. The dance break didn't make a ton of sense to me. We all know that's what happened. This is one way the Swedes won. I will go to sleep feeling disappointed. Bye. Don't feel disappointed. If you enjoyed the show, then hang on to that. Watch your favorite performances again and just remember that they all deserve all of your love. Also, Bad Russia exclude them in all but Israel and the lights to let them to shine. That's a very important discussion to have. Greetings from Sweden. Hey yo, Slaria. Tears. Exactly who needed this. Okay, so it looks like we have quite a number of people in the stream now. Hello, all of you. I'm moving on to 13th place now. Who landed 13th place? And Liverpool, which was Croatia. They got left-hand side. I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen because silly works. Visual confusion works. Audio confusion works. Having a bunch of old guys getting naked on stage, you know what? That landed them a hella good result. They scored better than 13 other countries. Let 3. This was a band that I kind of intentionally did not pay attention to during the national selection. And even up to Liverpool, I was like, what the hell is going on? But then they got to Liverpool. They performed in the semifinal and they performed in the final. And I'm like, this is fun. It makes sense. I get it now. And when I read up on the meaning of the song, I enjoyed it more. So I see why they're here. Europe has its songs that it's just straight up, I want to vote for some fun, kind of like how we have Subwoofer last year, or like if you remember the Russian Grandmas from 2012. That same line of thinking is what allowed Croatia to score as high as they did this year. The Big Five always are a country with votos robados. Why? 2 Big Five countries in the bottom 2 again this year. I don't know why that is. Also, the next contest is the most important. Support your favorite decides the result after the contest. They will eat and pay their debts in base of that, not Eurovision. Exactly. The most important lesson we learned from this Eurovision is 0.003. Your artists are starving. Support them. If you are paying for a streaming service, then make sure that you're streaming their music because it really does count at the end of the day. I'm an artist myself, not a music artist, but I understand that it's very hard to make a living in the world if you are leading with art. So support them the best you can by showing them that you listen to their music. Who the hell is Oren? I don't know. Apparently it's a Swedish lady. Cha-Cha-Cha was a hugely entertaining novelty song. Gadia has great energy and charisma, but he's not really a singer. The rules should favor songcraft and singing ability. That was a big concern of Eurovision prior to Liverpool. So the history of Eurovision has, or at least I want to say before this millennium, has definitely favored your ability to vocally deliver a song over like unique kitsch funness. So that rule has been in place in the history of the contest. And then it completely switched. And then we got to the years where it was 100% televote. This year, I feel like it is important that we have a balance. I do like the jury. I do like the televote. I do think we need both to come to a winner. But playing around with how powerful those two elements are, I'm not mad at that. We can still continue to play around with how the results are delivered. But I am on the team of we don't necessarily need to be getting rid of one versus the other. But Gadia, I think he did this well in the jury because of the other aspects of the performance, not just the vocal delivery of it, because they analyze it by a number of different criteria. Which cities would host Eurovision in Sweden next year besides Stockholm? That's a good question. I can only really see it in Friends Arena, which is in Stockholm, but I'm going to come back to that because that's a really interesting question to ask, and it actually is a very relevant question for right now. Gadia had a great result, and he will do well out of his participation. Exactly. Yes. That's why Eurovision is so great. It's because you can continue to support them after the contest. You found new artists. Now let them create art for you. The strange thing is that between ESC of songs, I started to listen to punk and pop punk songs, and this vibe is everything. Me too. I started to listen to a lot more pop punk as well, and that was Finland just hits the right notes to me. Vive la Zarra. I agree, shortcake. Thank you guys. Okay, so moving on from Croatia to Cyprus. Ooh. Okay, so this guy, I don't know what, him getting 12th place, what? Sure, he seems really nice. The vocal was on par. The staging was clean, I guess. but nothing is special. There was nothing special about this. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what you want me to tell you. There was nothing about this song, this performance that is just like, yeah, I'm going to give that points out of everybody else here. I don't know what the appeal was. Is it the shoulders? Was it because he was showing shoulder? Was it the falsetto? I don't get it. I don't get it. But that's okay. That's just his Eurovision performance. I haven't really heard any of his music outside of his Eurovision participating moments. So basically, when he had like Heartbeat, I think the song was in the last Australian national final, I didn't like that. And I didn't really like Break a Broken Heart. Yeah. Hello in chat. It's a singing competition for most in 3 minutes to emotion contact with viewers. I did really like the Swiss song and lyrics for being an ex-soldier. Hey, that's a good perspective to have. I was wondering to whom the Swiss song was appealing to, so it's really good that we have your insight. Thank you. I bet Finland will always send Teya to Sweden next year. Can you imagine? Honestly, for revenge, that would be fun. It was the guns and feet. Oh yeah, he was barefoot too, huh? He was barefoot. Cyprus was barefoot. I'm not a hater. It's just that song was not it. That song was not it, and it should not have made as much motion as it did. I'm so surprised that Estonia did so much better than they predicted. They did. She did well, and we're gonna get to her. We will get to her. Up next, Chuto, Tuto, Chuto, Tuto. Lithuania got 11th place. It was good. It was really good. I see, like 11th place feels right for Lithuania. It feels right for the song. Yeah, I love the stage design. I like the fact that they're kind of like purple forward lights contracting with the orange backlighting. I like the fact that there was traditional Baltic designs that we got to see throughout. I like the fact that vocally she gave it 100%. She interacted with her backing singers and the crowd was going chuto tuto. It was really good. It was really, really good. I was excited to see her kind of align with the jury to kind of get because I knew the jury would definitely appreciate the song more than the televote. It's awesome to see how well she did because this song has done nothing but grow on me ever since it won the national final. I'm so we already read that. I was shocked Australia did so poorly. Me too. I thought they did so well. And top 10 I thought was going to be their moment, but wait. Oh shit. I was looking at the wrong end. They did do, and I just said that earlier too. They got 9th place. Yeah, they got the zero gravity result. I wanted them to get top 5. Top 5 would have been nice, but 9th place I'm not going to complain about. I really didn't like Italy when he was selected, but he absolutely saved himself. It makes sense why he scored as high as he did. It was good. It was really good. I mean, it was a lot of the top, I want to say the top 10 is full of like very conditioned, practiced performers who have been on stage a lot already, which is why they're so good. The wine moms came through. Yes, we chewed our tuto all the way to top 11, baby. Estonia gave us uplifting energy. It was quite uplifting. Eurovision is a difficult stage for songs like Spain's, which embedded many cultural values within its composition. 3 minutes amid the glam and the glitz is not always the best place to shine. Yeah. And I think that might have cost them some necessary votes, some necessary points. Last in the televote, that's 0 cents, makes 0 sense to me. I hope jury votes get scrapped. Wow, I'm seeing a lot of that here. I would like to see more literature on how that might change things, definitely. Easy grows the market share of an artist, helping novelty, create a connection with new artists should be treasured, something I will always remain passionate for, which is embedded in the composition. Very well said. That's why I don't like the later one to join the contest again. This is going to happen every year. We're going to get a winner like every so often. We had Alexander Rybak in 2018, remember? People just love to come back. They love the show, and if they're good enough to represent, then they could do it. No words on the UK. Wow. I talked about the UK. That was toward the beginning of the stream. If you would like, you can go ahead, rewind it, because I've been going in order from the bottom to the top of the results. So yeah, I shared my thoughts on the UK, but I could definitely flesh those out a little bit more afterwards. Also, did Italy come out during the flag parade? Yeah, he did. I remember seeing him. He was holding an Italian flag and an LGBTQ flag with some of the black and brown editions on it. I think scrapping jury votes would be a mistake. It's a song contest and therefore worth capturing the perspective of writers, performers, and other professionals. Yeah. So we have both sides of the argument in the comments of this chat. So we have people who say give the people 100% of the voice, and we have folks who are saying the professional opinion remains important. I'm on the side that the professional opinion does remain somewhat important. If they decide to change the balance, then we can see. The most we can do is just observe as these things come out, as these things change. But I think right now, because we witnessed a change in the voting, we just need to kind of flesh that out and analyze it as it happened and not focus too much on the prospective of the vote changing in the future. Finland should win. Only cha-cha-cha. Oh, baby. I mean, did he win the televote? I think he won the televote, which is awesome. Looking forward to the collaborations from the artists this year. Heard there's a Mimicat Blanka Paloma collab. Hey, that'll be hella lit. On the horizon, and a Zarra and Joker Out collab as well. Ooh, what would they collab on? Curious. Moving on to the 10th placed country, you guys. So Czechia got 10th place. I was convinced. So when it comes to the Czech Republic, I'm gonna be honest now. So with the Czech Republic, I didn't like the song for a long time. I didn't like the way it was performed for a long time. I think until their semifinal, I was on the rocks about it because I mean, I did like the song by the point of me watching the show, and like as we got closer to the show, it grew on me more. When it won its national selection, I didn't think it was that great personally, but that's already because I had a winner. The pink is effective. The choreography is effective. The staging does the job. It is powerful. The vocals were good. It was eventful. The Czech Republic, they keep changing up their formula every year, and it's going to do them so well to continue to give us different materials. Because Vesna, the pan-Slavic, pan-sisterhood anthem that we have from them, is all so different than what we saw with We Are Domi and Lights Out. It is so different than Benny Cristo and his songs, which are so different than Michal. 2018, Lie to Me. Mikolas, that was his name. It's different. So if they continue to bring something different to the table, they're going to end up winning. This scored top 10, and that should show them that they just have to keep taking risks. Czechia kind of grows on you. It absolutely grew on me, and they deserve top 10. Their song. Mm-hmm. They should scrap backing vocals and tracks and switch to all orchestra next year just to shake things up. Hey, that is so classic Eurovision. If they want to throw it back maybe for like the 70-year anniversary something and say, you know what, no backing vocals, no backing tracks, you get an orchestra, figure it out, that would be good television. Gadia, number 1, but I like the song very much. Yay, but Sweden is good today. Bye. Good night, everybody. Oh, okay. Bye, Teya. Oh, I thought you already took off, but thank you for being here. It was great to talk to you again. Thank you for showing your support. I noticed that tonight Lazara gave the finger during scoring today. Also, she's not even French. She's Quebecois. Kind of amusing. She's an icon. She's funny. She's always great on camera. A legend, for real. I really hate pre-recorded vocals in Annihilating Orchestra. Ah, okay. Yeah, the pre-recorded vocals, it does seem like they might be keeping those. But an orchestra would make things... It would make things exciting because having an orchestra, it just adds such an element of drama. I see Lorian was like an MTV video. A lot of the others, in my opinion, looked awkward and full of dancers and backing vocals. I enjoyed it. Yeah, even if it didn't seem like a lot of them were kind of just like backing vocals and dancers, just kind of all going around doing a lot of the same thing. I found a lot of enjoyment watching it. Semifinal results are out, babes. Norway won. Okay. I'm going to have okay, so please don't tell me all of the results in the comments right now. I'm going to have a look at them myself and sit with them myself. I'm going to keep getting through these countries, you guys. So, following the Czech Republic was Australia. Voyager. Yeah. I wanted higher for them. The vocals were on point. The lighting was really good. The Promise Mobile was flaking. What was it? The guitar solo, that shredded. That was raunchy. That was hard. It went so ape. I'm running out of adjectives for Australia. It was perfect in my opinion, and I voted for it. I made sure to give it points. Yeah, Australia, y'all got top 10 again. Keep trying, keep sending your best artists, because this is where the money is. Keep showing us different faces of your music industry, because we love you in the contest. Renew your contract. Do not miss next year. Okay, Australia? Wait, I was wrong. Okay. Hi from Armenia. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hi, Onik. It's great to have you. It's great to get to talk to you again. It was Finland. When was the last time Sweden dared to send a song in Swedish? That would be... I know the answer to this question. I know it. I believe it was 1998. Kärleken är... Something like that. It might have been 1998, if I remember correctly. Finland. Cha, 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 hey. Yeah. Sweden will be the first to publicly make a pact with the devil on ESC stage when they send a song in Swedish. I still want it to happen. You know what? Make that pact with the devil. Make it. Because I love the Swedish language. Ah, cool. Thank you. Okay, so where was it? Estonia got 8th place. I didn't see that coming. Is it because she is a lady with a ballad, some simple staging, some very, some really good styling and a flawless vocal? Sure, yeah. I need to find out what happened though. Because that's Bridges as a song is not for me. I don't find it that competitive personally. I need to see other perspectives on this song, not just my own, so that I can just kind of find out how she managed to do as well as she did. Good for her. Awesome job, Alika, because that is going to look great. In terms of just Estonia and how they ranked last year versus this year, this looks great. But I'm still really curious to find out how the song did with the global vote. Australia forgot it's in Europe now. Haha, crazy. Let's turn it to a World Vision and turn it into a World Cup in footy. Hey, if we do it for 1 year, I'd be happy. I would really like to try. I really don't see Sweden sending a Swedish song ever. I don't think it's happening in the near future. That is the number one thing that they won't do. I think it's the number one thing that they will never do. That's just me. And I've been watching Melfest, Melodifestivalen, since 2015. So since Måns Zelmerlöw won. So I watched that Melfest and have watched it every year since. It does not look like they're picking a song in Swedish in the near future, or even in the relatively distant future. They're the same for Poland, apparently, since they got not even one song fully in Polish this year at their national selection. Oh yeah, they didn't. And that's a shame, because Polish is a beautiful language as well. From Estonia, I move on to Belgium. So, Gustav, because of you, got such a huge amount of jury points. He got a very big chunk of the televote points, and I think it's because, like I've described with a couple of the other people who we've chatted with, wide appeal. It appeals to people who are queer. It appeals to people who are from Gen Z all the way to millennials and Gen X. The beat is good. It's catchy. It's easy to follow English lyrics. Visually, it's spectacular. It's fun. It appeals to so many people. And not only did it get a lot of 12s, it also got a lot of minor level points too. I see why he's here. He should be very, very proud because I know that he was underrated like crazy throughout the season. He didn't deserve that. And frankly, I was also someone who was underrating him. He deserves to be there. It was a very good performance, and I do think it was even better than the semifinal. And the semifinal was also very good. Girl, if it became a world vision, I envisioned the Philippines sending ballads year after year. We would totally do that. The Philippines would absolutely do that. I mean, there would be some good bops in the national selection, but when it comes to winners, we would be Albania. Do you guys think it should be a rule to sing in your native language? It was a rule. It was a rule. If they decided to bring that back, I would not personally be mad at that because I love hearing other languages. But also, English language songs can also be very, very good. So, I don't know. I haven't actually asked that question yet. That's something that I could play around with in terms of ideas. If Sweden sends an entry in Swedish next year, next year would have to be the year. It would have to be, but I don't think it's going to. I don't think it's going to happen. Philippines would become a powerhouse. I know we would. I know we would. We would just have to go up against like other equally musical countries like Brazil and India and South Korea. But we would be up there. We would be up there easily. They're already just not in ESC. Yeah, really crazy. Hey, mate. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Eurovision Fam stream. Gustav deserved this so much. What do you think of Noah Curel? I'm actually going to talk about her in a little bit because I'm going up the results right now. So, I mean, I did talk about her just like slightly beforehand, but you're going to hear it again, or you're going to hear kind of more fleshed out thoughts. We would be Albania for sure. Yeah, we would be. Big dramatic vocal. That's just who we are. The national anthem of the Philippines is Listen by Beyonce. Also, English is easy to sing and express range. Why 2 weeks online? You can speak English. I'm not quite sure what you mean. Gustav can be proud of himself. He absolutely should be proud of himself. And I want to see an album all with this same wavelength. You know what I mean? It was good. It was sweet. Like Eurovision is meant to show songs like Gustav's who feel both like they're an artifact of the past, but also a relic of the future at the same time. 2023 blended past and future in a way that Belgium just hit the light all perfectly. And he deserves 7th place. He absolutely does. Moving on from 7th, don't care what you say. Don't care how you feel. Ukraine got 6th place, so they did not score top 5. As a matter of fact, they got the same place that the last host country, Italy, got in their country when they performed. Mahmoud and Blanco got 6th place in Turin with Brividi, and just like last year, the host, Ukraine, Tvorchi, got 6th place in Liverpool, co-hosted by Ukraine and the United Kingdom. Staging, one of my favorite staging packages out of everybody. They had some of the best staging. Vocal was kind of here and there. The vocal wasn't all great at all times, but if you're paying attention mostly to just the visual choreography happening, the lighting design, the LEDs, the illusions created by the LEDs, this was power. Absolutely. Heart of Steel, it's catchy. It's a super, super catchy song. A lot of people don't like it. I understand that there's a number of people who aren't like huge fans of the song, but I think the performance elevates it to a point where it's like, I don't feel like I'm listening to something that I dislike. I'm watching something and it's causing me to like what I'm hearing. English not necessarily easy to sing. The vowels are a bit of a mare. A full Gustav House album, I would stream, babes. So would I. I was not a big House fan before Gustav. He changed my perspective. And so the consonants, if you don't have a mic, consonants can be hard. I have a number of family members who struggle with speaking English, and especially the consonants, because there are just so many and they have so many rules. I think Tvorchi killed it. The track is fire. They did kill it. And top 10 makes sense. There's a reason why Italian was a language of bel canto and classical. It's because it just fits the notes of music so nicely. There's an entire science behind why Italian is the language of music. Or like, it's one of the languages of music. There is a science behind it, and I vaguely remember learning about that in school, but it's not about that right now. So, her name is she, Queen of the King, running so fast, beat on the wind, ahoy! Fifth place, Norway. That was gonna happen. I knew she was gonna get top 5. Jury didn't reward her very much. Televote allowed her to breathe, because Norway, they always pull through with the telly. They always pull through with the telly. Top 5, this song has appeal to a very young crowd. So like the song popped up on TikTok. It's really big with like teenagers, kids, preteens, younger people, but also at the same time, it's very electronic, it's very catchy. If you kind of like a pirate shanty type melody, then it's also for you. Very wide appeal. I do see why she made it as far as she did. And that high note, she nailed the high note. She did not sound bummy on that note, which I could not be more thankful for. That was very clean. It was very sleek. And it was a lot better than the semifinal performance. You could tell that she just felt more confident. I just wish that she bit the note. I was just like, who will conquer? Like that last little bit. I wish she did that. She didn't. That's fine. She still got top 5. So go out into the town of Liverpool, girl, and celebrate. Celebrate because you managed to do that for Norway. Really love that we have so many women on the left-hand side of the board this year. It does feel nice. Power to the ladies. Power to the ladies. So from 5th place to Se questa l'ultima canzone poi la luna esploderà. Okay. Marco Mengoni. Do I like this? Do I like Due Vite more than his 2013 entry L'Essenziale? No, I don't. L'Essenziale should have been top 3. This song, top 10 material. 4th place is surprising. I like the song. I like him as a performer. I liked the staging. A lot about this was good. I liked it. 4th place isn't much. 4th place is quite a bit. I mean, a more classic Italian ballad that shows a man with his feelings singing, and there's like floating people in the back with a trampoline and a nice silhouette of the moon. Okay, yeah, let's go. Let's do this, wine moms and wine gays. Y'all managed to vote him into 4th place. I mean, the jury had him 2nd place, if I do remember correctly. So the jury held him to a higher regard than the televote, but the telly still showed him a lot of love. So, of course, he's a very seasoned performer. He's really good at his job. He is a singer who's good at his job. Not much we could say about that. A lot of emotion when he performed. It was real. I really appreciated that there was a lot of emotion that we saw when he was up there. It kind of felt like for the first time he was kind of singing the story to Europe and Australia and the rest of the world. It felt like the song was speaking through him in this performance, and it was different. His energy performing it felt different, and I appreciated it because I think that's ultimately like that sentiment is what got him to 4th place. Had a clever beat, just maybe didn't push it. Yeah, sometimes the beat can be pretty tricky. Like it's really hard to know what kind of beat Europe is going to get behind because it can really be just anywhere. May Muller's result is disappointing for her and UK, particularly on home soil, but it's still an advance on the last places of recent years. It is still an advance, but both of those things are true. It is disappointing, but it is also an advance of recent years, not last year, but it is better than what we have periodically seen throughout their results. Is this year the best bottom 10 we've had? Let's see, the bottom 10, Germany, UK, Serbia, Portugal, Albania, Slovenia, Switzerland, Poland, Moldova, Spain. I would agree. I would agree that this is a very good bottom 10. I like a lot of the bottom 10. I regularly stream a lot of the bottom 10. Yeah, this might be the best bottom 10 we've had in a while. Italy has been scoring really well the last couple of years. It's because they have a working formula. So you know how Sweden has a working formula? It's because Sweden knows pop. They know polished. They can churn out something that sounds very clean, very good, professional. Italy, when they send something that's professional, it's because it has more artistic merit. It might be more unrefined, but it is more original. But that is also a winning formula. Sweden has a winning formula. Ukraine has a winning formula. Italy has a winning formula. Finland has a winning formula. A lot of countries do know the right buttons to push to win, and they employ those. We just only have one winner a year. Italy, though, yeah, they are still consistently one of my favorite countries in the contest. But sad for Soldi coming second. I really would have preferred Soldi to win over Arcade. Yeah, that's just me personally. We should not be discouraged. Absolutely not. Because we have nothing but good music. We have nothing but good music after this. After the contest, now that it's over, we're going to be getting a whole bunch of new songs perfect for the summertime. And we're going to get songs for the wintertime and autumn and back to next spring again when it's time for Eurovision again. We see people come back with new stuff. That's great. That's a huge part of the reason why I love the contest so much. And we staged a great edition in Liverpool. It has been fantastic. It has truly been one of the best editions that I've ever seen live. Finland should have won. I still agree. But anyways, okay, you guys. So moving on to third place was Israel. Israel, if I still have those Israeli people in the chat, now is the time I'm talking about unicorn. I'm gonna stand here like a unicorn. So, vocally, really good. I thought, okay, so I'm going to start with some negative critique and then move into positive critique. So negative critique, I did feel like she was over singing the song. I felt like there was too much going on vocally for a song that shouldn't have that much going on. And also the dance break, I don't love the choreography of the dance break, but overall package, very, very good. When you start with the camera angle that's rotating when she's in the box and she kind of like changes her positions, that is visually striking. That's something that the viewers will latch onto and be like, oh, this is curious. This is different. It's new. And that was the case. Yeah, the song, it is everywhere. That song, it moves in every direction you could possibly imagine. Some people like it. It wasn't for me for a lot of the time, and I do still sometimes skip it, but that's just because of the song. The performance of it was very good. I understand why it got third place. I just personally, if I were deciding, I would not have put it that high, just because we have a lot of Eurovision quote unquote winning elements that were kind of jammed into this song. And it almost kind of felt like, so the way the song was composed, it almost felt like she was like, just give me a Eurovision winning song. And this came out of it. Very good. It was executed so well. But yeah, the song, it's not at 100% for me all the time. I do see why she got third place. She performed it excellently. She was one of the best performers on that stage. So that makes total sense. UK has hugely outperformed its size in popular music from 60s onwards, but Eurovision had a credibility problem with serious artists. Happy International Mother's Day to all your mothers, by the way. Oh, thank you. Sending love from my mom to your mother, to every mother in the world who loves their child and their child loves them as well. Wishing you all the best, wishing you love and relaxation and triumph. You wouldn't get Ed Sheeran, Adele, or Coldplay pitching themselves into Eurovision. No, because they're too busy. Their management wouldn't like them doing it. The public of the UK would have a lot to say about that. It would just get really, really messy. But if the UK wants to do well, it has to respect the competition. I don't think they disrespected the competition this year. I think things just didn't line up for them to do well, but they didn't have a losing formula. Because there are years that we have seen live where they have a losing formula. And we see that with stuff like Amber's. We see that with like Joe and Jake. We see that with Electro Velvet. There are some times when the UK comes to the contest and they're just meant not to do so well because of everything regarding how the song is going to be delivered. And that was on the UK delegation. This year, I think they did just fine. The song and the person singing it was all right, but the performance was way too much. Like, slow down, girl, breathe. I do think she was over-singing. I think Israel was over-singing just a little bit, but that didn't really matter. I agree. May was a brave effort, but it didn't come off. Keep taking risks. Keep trying. It was a one-off. Like, one-offs happen. Y'all should definitely still be proud of yourselves, though, because that is one of the greatest pop songs that we're going to have this whole summer. So, moving on from third place to second place, Finland. Cha, 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 cha. You guys, this was... So after he performed, I was like, what if he does it? What the hell? What if he does it? What if he actually wins? What if we do go to Tampere or Helsinki or wherever the contest would be hosted next year? It could happen. You know why? Because he has mastered fun. Teya is the center of fun in Eurovision 2023. He was the center of fun in Liverpool. He knew how to have the most fun out of everybody. And he showed us that this song, despite it being really heavy, despite it being a wall of sound and uncanniness and visual confusion for the most part, has nothing but love to give to the world, and it's going to receive nothing but love in return. So good. This could have done it. I swear, if Loreen weren't in this competition, Finland would have... Well, I mean, how far were they? So Finland is about like 160-ish points ahead of Italy. Sorry, not Italy, but Israel. They're about 160-ish points ahead of Israel. If they won with Cha Cha Cha, that would have been an amazing winning song for the contest. It makes a lot of sense why Tattoo won. It makes a lot of sense. I love Loreen. I love Sweden. I love the performance of Tattoo. But Cha Cha Cha, that is Eurovision to me. That is... It's different, it's new, it's unique, it's powerful. It has a message I resonate with. There were so many things about it that I really wish it were the one to win. But he made his country very proud. I'm very proud of him. I hope he's proud of himself. Yeah, he's not a vocalist, sure. He's not out there singing like some very complex high notes that move back and forth, all kinds of runs and stuff like we hear Georgia doing. But he knows how to work the camera. He knows how to follow choreography. And the song is just, it is just a wall of fun. It is, and yeah. In my heart, Finland won the contest. And to me, let me have a look here. That televote score for Austria was foul. Talk about 0.003. Love how when there was booing in the crowd, Hannah told them off with no booing in our house. Yep. That was... Hannah's a legend. She's a freaking legend, I swear. Like, all of her lines that she delivered when she was hosting were just pure iconic. Writing hit songs is hard. It's extremely hard. It's very, very hard. And even when, like, even as writers, when they write a song that's like, this is going to be a hit, it really depends on how the public is going to receive it. And the public decides on very, very few. Even if you have a formula. Even if you do have a formula, we have so many variables to account for. Hi, Tatiana. Good to see you. Mimicat. Hey. Yeah, Portugal, she killed it. She was absolutely a star. Finland was robbed, paid jury. Oh, I wouldn't go so far as to say that, because I am on the team where it's just like, I understand why she won in the juries, because it was that good. Should she have won the jury? That's a different question, but she did well in the jury because it was good. That's at least, I like to remain an optimist about these things. I think the scoring should encourage songcraft and musicianship. Teya was a wonderful performer, but it's a novelty. And overall, the scoring should not just encourage novelties. Okay? That is something that I really wonder how Martin Österdahl is going to consider going into the next contest. I hope UMK doesn't change things up next year because they're doing the right things. They just need to stick with their formula. They are doing the right things. They need to stick with their formula. Finland, if y'all got second place this year with such a televote heavy song, all you have to do is keep sending legends, keep sending people who are unique and different and out there. This is it, Finland. You're so close. You're so freaking close. It's hard to beat Lorraine, as I bet viewers Googled her and watched her amazing song 2012. I bet that did happen. A lot of people just looked back and was like, oh yeah, I remember her. Like, I remember Euphoria. That was like a hit song. And they were like, oh wow, she's so good. Again, this year, I'm going to send votes. I'm definitely sure that happened. Second was a great result, and he'll be part of Eurovision lore forever and ever and ever. That is probably one of my favorite second place. I mean, it's in terms of second places, I like this better than Spaceman. What was prior to Spaceman? I don't know if I like it better than Voila. Voila was my winner of 2021, but it's right now on the same level. Cha 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 was brilliant. I run to it daily. I wish I lived in an environment where I could run. I don't, but Cha Cha Cha, it was brilliant. I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss that being Finland's representative song. Really thought the UK was going to be last, but they just made it. I didn't think it was going to be even close to last. I thought it, but then again, I'm really bad at analyzing these things. A controversial triumph, flying free, the winner takes it all. The winner takes it all. Funny, because Tattoo was sampled. Anyways. I want next year to be half as good as 2016. We need Petra. 2016 was my favorite song, contest to watch live. Petra was a big reason why. Total disgrace. There were songs much better. Okay. No, now we're getting to a point in the stream where it's like people are now they're starting to realize, like, oh yeah, like I wish this song did better than this. I wish we had this song instead of that. That is part of our heritage. That is part of the Eurovision history. Looking back and being like, why the hell did this get the result that it just did? Who get a metronome? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Okay, so as you guys know, Lorien won the contest. That is the last song to talk about during this stream. I don't want to go, but baby, we both know. It was good. It was really good. It was polished. It was sleek. She sounded great. She knows how to engage. Basically, all the praises that I gave to the previous countries, you could say she demonstrated to some degree. I mean, do I think she was the strongest in any of these categories? No. I don't think she was the strongest vocalist, not the strongest choreography, not the strongest staging, not the strongest song. But I get why. I get why she won, because all of it was still very, very good. Sometimes all you need to do is just do not the best at one thing about the performance, but do very good at everything. And that'll take you through. That'll take you through, because she definitely just did that. She won again. Come on, y'all. And it was impactful. That song I would be very happy to just be listening to on the radio as it comes out, because I'm sure there's going to be some radio play even out here in the US for it. It appeals to a wide crowd. There's nothing really wrong with this. There's a lot of people who are like, it doesn't hit, and I get that, but I haven't seen yet any opinions where it's just like, this is not good, where it's like, this is not deserving to represent Sweden because it's just not a good song. I don't see that perspective very much. If you need something to run to, it's a measure of song. Sweden really take Eurovision serious always. They do. And it's great to see a lot of other countries also take it seriously. Keep doing that. Keep doing that, because Sweden is not going to be the only country that wins this decade. All of you have a chance. I honestly see why she won, but personally, I just can't connect to her performance and to the song, but I can see why it's brilliant. Okay, yeah, and that is the perspective we should all have. I thought her winner's performance was better than the competition performance. Okay, no, I mean, she was more charismatic, I would say. But she usually does that. After her competing performance, during her winner performance, she allows herself to have more fun. And and that's great. But I personally would like her to just get a little more crazy during the competitive performance itself. Well, you guys, that was the ranking of the show, going from bottom to top. Go ahead and shoot me some more comments. I want to talk to you guys a little bit more before I hop off. But yeah, give me your thoughts. Give me your perspectives on everything that happened tonight. I do want to continue this dialogue. And also speaking to you guys, we do have our weekly Eurovision Fam stream happening at 7 p.m. Eastern European, 7 p.m. Central European time. I am forgetting the times. 10 a.m. Pacific time, which is where I am, and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you are in the United States. But yeah, it is a weekly stream that we have about the Eurovision Song Contest. Our last stream is going to be on Sunday, so it's coming tomorrow, where we're going to be talking about Eurovision for the last time this season. I'm really, really sad that the season is over and we have to stop talking about the contest, especially because we got to bond with so many of you guys. But we are going to have our stream, and we're going to have one last celebration before closing up the season tomorrow. So be sure to check out the Eurovision Fam stream here on YouTube and follow us on our socials, of course. As Amanda says, I wish her winner's performance was better than the competition performance. Yes, which is not usually the case. With her, it can be the case. People find it hard not to Google when they just won the fucking thing. Google's probably going crazy right now with Eurovision stuff. Was Lorraine your favorite Mellow, or who was? Who was my favorite in Mellow? I don't think it was Lorraine. I think it might have been Panatos. I think Panatos might have been my favorite in Melodifestivalen. I'm on my way, I'm on my way, I think so. They were my favorite in the final. I'm just seeing if I could pull up on my phone where I had Lorraine, because I think Panatos was my favorite performer in Melodifestivalen. I still really, really enjoyed Lorraine though. Like Tattoo, that still hit. That still hit right as it should have. I liked Victoria's song. Slepa la Soria was also really good. A lot of songs this Melfest were really good. I loved Melfest this year. I think it was better than last year, in my opinion. But Lorraine channeled the win, diva style. She did. We need to do something about country selecting songs that are TikTok bait. If we could go back to the start, but we'll still be falling apart. No, honestly, let them send TikTok-y songs. Let them flop at it. And hopefully it'll fall out of fashion, because TikTok, although it really helps the contest in a lot of ways, it causes the quality of the music to degrade a little bit, I've noticed. So let's ride this out. Let's let them burn the flame, but let the flame burn out too, because it's not going to be significant to decide songs in the long run, I think. I do think the camera work and close-up really enhanced the performance. Yeah, it really did. The camera work, I feel like during this show, hurt and helped countries. It hurt countries like Germany and Portugal. It helped countries like Sweden and Armenia. Yeah, and that's just the cards that were dealt. The focusing on lit 30s and the rest of the song is just meh. Oh, future lover. Oh, yeah, keep telling me like some more stuff, you guys. I thought Denmark was trying for kind of a Daft Punk sound. Interesting, very interesting. Finland get most of the votes. I don't have them immediately in front of me, but I think Finland won the televote. I think Finland got the most public votes, but they scored top 4 in the jury, which is also very, very good. Yeah, these results were really confusing, you guys. These results were confusing. Like Augusto said earlier, after the top 2, I'm just kind of like, what? About a lot of things. But he didn't really have the voice. Yeah, he doesn't have that much of a singing voice, and that's all right. It's a lot of the time about the performer and the performance itself. If you guys remember Constructa last year, Serbia, Hand Washer, she didn't really perform like very intense vocals at all, but it was all visual art style. It was a performance art. Sometimes Eurovision is meant because it's a platform for performance art. Vocals are just one of the criteria that judges use to analyze each song. transgenre elements taking over Eurovision. Honestly, it could be the new modern thing in the contest. I think Finland got like 370. Yeah, they got like 370 points or something. Saw on Twitter that Sweden didn't really get any 12 in the televote. Oh, interesting. Okay. I'll keep an eye out for that. Most scoring is a part of the fabric of Eurovision. It wouldn't be the same without it. Erratic scoring, yeah, it is. That's one of the great things about the contest. It's also one of the frustrating things about the contest. But always remember that these results don't matter. Your results, like the results that they came to, mean nothing other than a ranking in a TV show. If you have a favorite song, then supporting your artists is really all that they want. It's why they're here. And they want nothing more than to share their sound with all of you and continue to have the relationship with you. So yeah, keep streaming those artists. And if you guys want to shoot any last comments at me, by all means, I would like to read any of these last thoughts you have, but I am going to have to wrap up this stream. It's so sad because this Eurovision season, I feel like we really did build a relationship so closely with all of you who have been reading and watching Eurovision Fam, watching me, Lily Loves, Alicia, Augusto, and everyone who's a part of the team. Now that there's a rest of the world vote, it feels really good that sites like ours who come from outside are able to grow and are able to share our perspectives. It feels really good that members of Europe are listening to us. Thank you. Do you also notice that she showed off Måneskin more this year than last year? What's that all about? I think because last year Måneskin were really busy doing their like album and tour stuff going on, because I was watching the jury show in Turin last year. I was in the arena and they couldn't make it to the rehearsal of the jury show. So a fake band performed on their behalf, but it was because they were too busy. So last year, I think they were just too busy to really commit to everything with Eurovision. This year, they have a bit more time on their hands because Rush doesn't seem like it performed quite as well as Teatro Dira. And yeah, they might just have more time. It has just been a great season. I'm so happy. I'm really happy too. I'm happy, but I'm sad because it's over. But such is the truth. Every year, we experience these emotions. Why wasn't Armenia higher? Such a powerful song and good interpretation. Top 10. Deserved top 10. Why didn't she get that high? Why didn't she get that high? I don't know. We're gonna find out via the results later, but I think she deserved top 10. Top 10 at least. Finland was a winner in the first semifinal. Oh my god. Not surprising. Not surprising to me. If he won the televote, then if he basically won the televote in the final, then him winning in a televote only semifinal, that just makes sense. Europe is a big place with a complicated history, so taste, traditions, loyalties, and partnerships are always going to make for some strange results. Yeah, but there's evolution with it too. We see how relationships change. We see how people grow with each other, how a lot of these perspectives, although they might clash, do still learn from each other as well. Eurovision allows us to see that there is a world where we have open dialogue. We can just enjoy good music. Zesty. The show was quite zesty. I do agree. Okay. I'm going to wait just a little bit longer before I close out the stream, just in case any of you want to say anything. But I also want to say, if you haven't been reading, the articles on Eurovision Fam, and you want to fill your summer with some reading, we have some really good writers on our team. So go ahead and check out the site. We're going to be linking it and all of that good stuff. How is Ireland's lead singer with a always to watch in the semifinals? It was the styling. Whoever his stylist was didn't pay attention to his leg angles when he was going to be walking up there, and we saw some awkwardness. But yeah, I don't know what else I can say about that. Yikes. Random thought. Hannah Waddingham was like a big sister. Yeah, she is very much like a big sister, and she does look great. She looked amazing. All the hosts looked really, really good. whoever styled them, whoever was behind styling them, 10 out of 10. Who is my least favorite? In the final, my least favorite was Switzerland. In the semifinals, my least favorite was Ireland. Lots of love, lots of love. I say that with love, but this is a show about rankings. This is a show where we have to put people ahead of each other, and those did not do it. Those did not do it for me. Not good. She rocked those frocks. Period. Okay, you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out this stream. Thank you all so much for being here to talk to me about the finalists. Thank you for talking to me about the show, giving me your perspective, telling me what you think about the winner and the voting and everything else. I will be so happy to have one more stream with you guys tomorrow for the last Eurovision Fam weekly stream, where I'm going to be talking with Lily Loves one final time for the 2023 season in Liverpool about the show. And after that, we're going to be going into our dead season. But by all means, do not lose Eurovision Fam. Still keep us in your notifications, because we're going to be doing rewatches of past years of Eurovision. I think once a month. We still need to work out a little bit more of those details, but we do plan on doing Eurovision rewatches of old years on our Eurovision channel, which is right here. So thank you for being a part of this season. I can't believe it's over already. Thank you guys for having us be a perspective that you add to yours. Thank you for being a perspective that you add to ours. This has been an incredible dialogue. We're going to continue it for one more day. We're going to continue it one more time, and that'll be tomorrow during the stream. Whoever thought of Hannah wanting him as presenter earned their salary that day, they absolutely did. Everyone got a very big, pretty check at the end of this, or at least we better find that out. Bless up all. Quick, best smelling act this year. Best smelling. I'm gonna say Alika. I feel like Alika I feel like she is fragrance on point. Fragrance on point for real. Thanks for the memories, Liverpool. Thank you for the memories, Liverpool. Thank you, the BBC. Thank you, the Ukrainian broadcaster. Thank you, Yulia Sanina. Thank you, Alicia Dixon. Thank you, Graham Norton. Yeah, it's time to just take a deep breath, sit with it, think about the results, think about the great memories we had, and move on with the beautiful summer we have ahead of us. One more time, thank you guys so much for being here on the stream. Thank you for being our fans. Thank you for being our readers. Thank you for supporting our channel. We are going to be seeing you guys again tomorrow and hopefully next season as well. You guys are absolutely amazing. Nothing but my love to you. Have a good night, all of you. Love, love, love.